Hey guys, welcome to another segment of Inspire Movement. So very glad that you could join us. Today we find ourselves in beautiful Winter Park. This is Park Avenue, the Central Park or Park Avenue, which with this beautiful backdrop. So we're just going to get started. Today we have the word of the day, right? So the word of the day is patience. So when we think of patience, we think of the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, possibly troubles, or some form of suffering without ever angering or becoming super upset. That's essentially what the definition is. So when we think of patience, there's also that common saying that people say, patience is a virtue. Well, what is a virtue? Well, a virtue is essentially a behavior of a high moral standard, right? So with patience, the way that it fits that mold, it basically is an exercise in self-control, which we could always use a little bit more of. So what are some of the benefits of patience? One of the things that we can start out when we think of a benefit of patience is the ability to stay focused and on task. Right? So when you think of a long-term goal, maybe a college career that you're trying to embark on, heck, even marriage is a long-term goal, right? To be successful at it, you have to muster through and make it through the tough times, make it through those setbacks that we're going to have inordinarily, right? So that helps you stay focused. Another thing to think about is, in terms of benefiting from a patience, is making rational decisions. So if you think about it, when you're emoting heavily, when you're in a heated argument, it's going to be really difficult to make strong decisions, quality decisions for yourself. So taking a step back and being able to sort of gather your thoughts a little bit, boy, that's an exercise in self-control that will be for your better benefit. Another thing to think about also is that it builds that perception of perseverance. So you're able to muster through when things get tough, as we mentioned previously. So patience actually helps with that. It makes you not lose that belief in yourself, so to speak, and be patient and allow things to sort of happen. Another thing is when you're starting a new skill, for example, like learning an instrument, learning how to cook, maybe some new skill at work, you need to be patient, right? Because you're not going to learn it right away. It's going to take some time. So ordinarily, when we're learning something new, being patient is a great attribute to have. Another thing that we can think of is it makes you more agreeable to people. You're a nicer person to be around. Nobody wants to be around people that are irritable, right? If I'm irritable all the time, my wife is going to be bothered, my kids are going to be bothered, my friends are going to be bothered. So you're just a better person overall because you're a little bit kinder, a little bit more softer to deal with, so to speak. It's better for your physical and mental health. Think about it, right? You have less worry, you have less stress, so it's going to be better overall for you in terms of quality of life if you exercise this attribute. Another thing to think about is practicing kindness, as we talked about with other people. Somebody messes up an order at a restaurant. They come back to you and you're patient with them and you're like, hey, this is not what I wanted. Can you give me this? So you'll be able to exercise that patience with other people as well, which we need to collectively do in order to have a better experience. So it gives you internal peace. And for us believers that are out there listening to this video, what does it do? It's a practice of our faith. Things don't happen when we want them to, they happen when God wants them to. So allowing for that to happen is an exercise of faith, being patient, and it's so very difficult to do. A very, very wise quote that I picked up on when I was doing research on this word is, a moment of patience in one moment of anger can save hundreds of moments of regret. That's a very powerful quote if you think about it. I know that I've had to learn this the hard way. Saying the wrong thing at the wrong time to a person that you love can be so costly as you hurt their feelings, and then you have to deal with all the repercussions that come with that. So it's a very, very powerful thing to actually try to absorb. As I reflect on the word patience directly, well, I think that life has these recurring themes, right? These things that happens to us all the time. It seems like it's sort of in parallel, or maybe personalities that we encounter all the time and we don't really know why. Well, I believe in my belief system that it's because we have a lesson to learn. We have something to learn that we just haven't learned. For me, it's been patience. Boy, inordinarily, whether it be being more patient with myself, being patient with the people that I love, my circle, for circumstances to sort of play out and something that I'm trying to embark on, that requires a lot of patience, which I've lacked. So for those of you watching that are anxious people, I'm one of them. That are obsessive compulsive in your personality, I'm one of them. You want things to happen when you want them to, right? You want to control things, and life teaches you one way or the other that we don't get what we want when we want it, right? It's sort of something that you tell a kid when they're in kindergarten, right? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. We used to say that to my kids all the time. And it's so very true because we all need to learn patience. So with that, I hope you enjoyed our reflections for the word of the day. I also wanted to share something with you. This Christmas Day, for anybody watching this who's in Orlando, from the hours of 11 a.m. to 2 to 3 p.m., my wife and my children and some friends and family, we're going to be gathered on State Road 50 and Dean Road at a 7-Eleven gas station, and we're going to be actually trying to feed folks that are very nearby to a homeless camp very nearby there. So if you're in town or you're available or you just wanted to chip in or maybe bring some sort of Christmas baskets or little bags, please be there. We welcome anybody that shows up. I know we're certainly going to enjoy our experience as a family, and this is our way to give back for all of the abundance and joy that we believe God gives us. So with that, I hope you have a blessed week, and I see you guys next Monday. Stay safe.